And we're back.
Hello.
Hello.
And the answer to how far can you throw a gnome? About 20 feet.
Yeah.
About 20 feet, so
Which
about
is-
as much as Grim can move.
Yeah, pretty close.
Nearly, yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yep.
Flexes.
Or just 10 feet if he's in full armor.
I mean, that's
Which is
pretty
still
good.
impressive because he's in full
Yeah,
armor.
that's still pretty impressive.
Yes.
They're still way less than a regular full-grown man in armor.
A regular
Yeah.
full-grown man.
Or woman.
That's the advantage of being 3 feet tall.
It is.
Is it though?
I mean, it can be. Depends on how you look
I mean,
at it.
you have the same AV as somebody twice the size of you with twice as much armor.
I mean, also, can I just point out, this means that you can totally have a Kelariis Grim reenactment of possibly one of the most famous parts of Lord of the Rings. And you wouldn't even need to change much of the quotation.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we've already done that at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have to.
Well, we can do it again.
So,
Don't tell the elf.
as you guys are sitting in the tavern as the sun is setting, what are your guys' plans?
That's an excellent question.
Plans? What is that?
What's a plan?
What
Well,
do you mean a plan?
I believe we'll be heading back to
The keep.
back to the keep, and then from there we will stage our next.
I mean, it sounds
Sure.
like we should be heading to that island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we should probably make a trip back first. 'Cause
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Like
from
To inform everyone of what's happened.
nah,
and then
letters.
from there on out we can prepare ourselves for the island, because that sounds like it's going to be a little more hostile than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Traditionally, an island full of demons is a lot more hostile than a town full of humans.
You say
ways-
traditionally, as if this is a common occurrence.
Well, yeah.
In some ways, much easier to deal with, though. You don't have to worry about.
Yeah, in some ways. I mean, yeah, because with a town of humans, you can't just walk in and kill everything that moves.
But what if there's survivors?
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
Politics.
Politics?
Politics are the no. I meant like politics are the things that we're avoiding in.
Oh.
It's fine. Anyway.
let's just, yeah, we're going back to the keep. That's what we're doing. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Back to the keep,
Unless
the plan some
something
more.
or
and
someone
prepare.
disturbs us between us going to bed and
Hmm.
leaving.
Well, nobody disturbs you as you go to bed.
That is a lot better than you might think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have just had the thought, like, I completely forgot about the fact that Grim also had military training.
Yeah.
I forgot that basically everyone has a military background.
I mean, I think Grim is the most like actually full military
Yeah.
background of all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
So yeah.
But yeah,
Elizabeth also asks you, Grim, about your training.
Oh yeah, I assume like Yoodles, like that's probably what we've based like drills on.
I mean, yeah, like you have already experienced like 90% of Grimm's military training because he has repeated
Yeah.
it verbatim with his own additions.
Yeah.
Well, like I imagine Vondal introduces his own aspect.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you all go to sleep. You all have a long rest. So feel free to adjust your spells and heal yourselves, etc. And I don't know if Kelariis, you still need to roll for charges because I don't think you're at max charges yet, are you?
I am not.
So if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, because there is the chance that I will not max out again. Yep, I did not max out again. That's
Okay.
fine
Yep.
though. I'm at 4.
Okay. So, as you all rouse from your slumber the next morning. You head downstairs, eat a short meal in the comfort of the inn. When Grim, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh no.
It is a familiar
friendly
voice.
Yeah, it could be a nice one.
Oh, it might be Vandal actually.
Yeah,
It
could be a
is, in
bundle.
fact, Vondal.
Dun,
Oh,
dun.
that's good.
We're good with that one.
Can actually be him.
I mean, to be fair, my brain's first thought was that it was Puck.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if it was Puck too.
Yeah, I was like, Puck is also a valid potential.
That did not
Whoops.
whisper properly. Oh well. But yeah,
Oh well.
okay. So I'll just read out what he says inside of Grim's head. He says, "Grim, hope you're well. Report from Wrenshire is that everything is okay. Five-Talon are still under lock and key. Speak when you return." You have 25 words if you want to reply.
Are you fucking sure about that?
Are you sure about that? We've asked that a lot this session.
We're on our
already.
way back, and Five-Talon are not under lock and key.
Definitely not.
Wow. You're just gonna give fucking
Okay.
Odell paranoia for the next few weeks while we head back.
Well, we're not like weeks away.
Well, yeah, week, whatever. A week and a bit.
Okay. He will think about that.
Yeah.
Vondal will remember that.
Odell will remember that. Although, thinking of the spell sending, my brain's just remembered someone who I said we'd send a message to as soon as I had the spell sending ready, but then I forgot, and then all of this shit happened.
Well, you don't know that anything has happened yet, so.
What?
Well, because this is all happening in Grim's head at the moment.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying, well, no,
Yes.
I don't mean anything about what's happening in Grim's head. I mean, in like the past few weeks for the whole party.
Yes.
Because yeah, I said we'd send the princess a message.
Yeah.
And then I never did.
But you also have not. You have not had this remembering moment yet, because this is all still happening
No,
in Grim's
yeah,
head.
fair. Okay, yeah, fair.
Well, so apparently the Five-Talon are supposedly under lock and key. Although, yeah. Oh, it was Fundal, by the way.
Everybody just looks at you with no context to your statement just then.
That's about right.
Well, thank you for demonstrating that you are in fact still Grim and you've not been replaced in the night.
Well, yes. Well, I told them we're on our way back, and although I'm half tempted to actually stop by Wrenshire, considering they just mentioned the Five-Talon are still under lock and key.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
How big of a detour would that be?
If you go the main road back, no detour at all, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, then we might as well go that way.
Less than a day of detour.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if I
Bring up the map.
yes, because y'all are
I still get
here.
so excited about this big map.
Good, I'm
Yeah,
glad.
same. It's a really good map.
Because you guys are in Rorksgate currently, and the main road stretches. Like up this way, and then that way, and then this way.
Oh, right, because we made a straight shot last
Yes, you cut through the
Yep.
forest, which took you slightly less time, or no, it took you slightly longer, but you were on the trail of something.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we just saddle up our horses and
Yeah.
get going.
But yeah.
Unless
I
anybody.
mean, as Elizabeth is gonna like suddenly go, oh yeah, that reminds me, and like, I got to cast sending.
Okay.
I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send the princess a message at long last.
Okay. We can cover that active game because I don't know what she's doing right now. I will have to decide
Yeah, that's
that.
fair. But that's a thing that's happened.
Okay. Cool. So you saddle up your horses and spend the day's travel to the outskirts of Wrenshire. So I guess I guess it makes the most sense for Arya to make this check.
Hmm.
Can you make me? I guess this is a nature check.
Sure, it can't be survival.
No, it doesn't. It's not really quite the.
Okay. No, it's not. Actually, it's really good.
Oh, nice.
I usually roll shit nature.
Yeah, nice.
So, as you are riding, you as you get away from Rorksgate up towards Wrenshire, as you're looking out over the fields, even in the sort of like, well, I guess I'll change track now. Even with the cold winter's frost that's like blanketing these empty fields, the landscape around you looks very different to the last time you were here, or at least the last time you travelled along this road. As it seems that for like a number of like the hedgerows and outcroppings of trees and things that previously like were dotted around this this section of land appear to have like grown in size, like far more than you would expect in the time period it's been since you were last here. Like a number of them have almost like seemingly doubled in size. And as you're riding, you recall that the last time you were here, V did a ritual spell that was supposed to make the surrounding fields, like the fields within a certain area, like grow and be provide a plentiful harvest when they previously suffered from a lack of one.
Gotcha.
And it seems almost that like this spell was almost certainly successful, and you could see the difference it made when you travelled here the first time. But it seems not to have stopped within the parameters of the spell. It seems to have spread out even further. Like the whole surrounding landscape seems to be flourishing more than it was previously.
Mm-hmm. That's odd.
Yes, that is what you
I
notice
put
as you're
up
traveling.
the oven.
Okay.
Do you think maybe we should stop in and check on V?
I mean, we did get that really ominous warning.
Oh,
I mean, I think that was more meant to be a display of we know things than necessarily a warning, but I do think we should check on her when we get back, because isn't she still near the keep?
She said she was coming back to the keep when you left, so.
but who knows how long that takes? And V is V, so.
I mean,
You get back and find her, and she's like, "Weren't you coming to the keep?" "Oh yeah, I forgot."
Oh yeah.
I mean, I sounded kind of like a warning to me.
No, it was more display. Well,
It
more.
sounded like we've done something to her. You know?
No, like it's kind of like I know where you live, and I know where like I can like do whatever I want at whenever I want, kind of thing.
I know what you did last summer.
Wow.
Oh my god. Anyway, I think we
that
should
was a
still check
good
Cabal
idea.
V and
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Oh, we're on our way anyway, so once we get back.
Okay.
Yeah. Could I possibly have any idea as to why the spell seems to have done more than it should have?
You can make me an Arcana check.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, surely the fact that it's going well is a good sign, if anything.
Okay,
Or
that's
that
a bit
it's
better.
extended is a good sign.
yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
a good sign, but it's just stretching a little bit further, and it doesn't seem to have stopped.
Hmm.
So, Elizabeth, you recall everything that you know about arcane spells and the restrictions on their use. Absolutely nothing should cause this to happen.
Cool.
I'm just gonna throw this on these unnatural, well, or natural link, I guess,
Hmm.
to the
Unnatural link to the natural.
yeah, pretty much. Like the whole life death situation, all that, all the
Yeah.
shenanigans.
True.
When apparently when she says "let there be life," there shall be a lot of life.
Yeah, clearly.
Or they learned what V did and they hired a second. They hired a wizard or a mage or whatever.
I don't know.
They'd probably be hard pressed to find somebody who could do what V did.
Yeah,
Or
it's
or
kind of a
afford,
big deal.
or
Just a
you know,
little bit.
especially find someone who'd do it for nothing.
Well, we said they would do it for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
But well, I guess.
That'd be expensive though.
You did help restore the prosperity of the town, so
And like it's you got to spend money to make.
Spend money to make money. Quotes by Graham.
yeah.
Yeah.
Says Grim while buying Bitcoin on his iPhone.
Wow.
I can see him doing that.
As if.
I can't.
Grim would never waste money like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Grim is the kind of person who still has a flip phone because why would I spend money to upgrade? This still works.
Yeah, fair. He's still got a Nokia brick.
Well, that
Yep.
depends. Like I can't manipulate, or I say manipulate. Can't work on the stock market from a flip phone.
It's true.
Yeah.
Not with
Smart.
that attitude.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah.
No, I'd imagine that's why he's got like a tablet.
Oh no.
Anyway,
He's just there like, I can
This is
read it
getting
better.
worse and worse.
It's a weird modern AU.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got to make the most out of his roaming data.
Can't believe he's going to become an investment banker.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like if he could, he totally would. Let's be real.
So, after the roads are fairly quiet, so probably after about half a day. Although yeah, actually it's probably approaching the middle of the afternoon by the time you arrive in Wrenshire, even on horseback. Yeah, for the first time in a long time.
Just about 10:30.
No. You return to somewhere you have not been for a long time. The town of Wrenshire.
To me, this is a very welcome sight. To Elizabeth, she's just like, this is Wrenshire.
Yeah, you've heard stories about this place. With cold frost blanketing the streets, the atmosphere of Wrenshire is very much as you all recall it. As
Fairly
you
miserable.
yeah, as you ride into town, there are very few people on the streets, and those who are passing through scurry with their eyes down. But unlike the city previous, or the town previously, the whole place is it's looking a lot less run down than it was. It looks like some effort has gone back into rebuilding the city, or at least making efforts to work on the upkeep of the town rather than anything else. Yeah, I presume you're making a beeline rather than stopping anywhere else.
Yeah.
That make the most sense.
Okay, so you head to the guards, the big guard house that you visited previously when you interrogated the prisoners. A couple of people sort of in the street sort of like look up and notice you, and some seem to almost recognize some of you as you pass by. And as you arrive in front of the guardhouse, getting down from your horses, you tie them up. Coming out of the building is the stout woman that you met previously as the captain of the guard. She sort of
hello there.
strides out of the building and says, "Well, pleasure to meet you all again. Well, pleasure to see you all again."
Yes. Pleasure
Been a while.
to see you too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see you guys quite so soon. I only just sent you a message a few days ago.
Well, the thing is, we were in the neighborhood, I guess, and well, you told us that the Five-Talon gang were still under lock and key,
That's correct.
which kind of conflicts with our experience.
Yeah, we kind of just got told that one of them's not under lock and key.
From
She sort of folds her arms and sort of says,
and you might wonder why we would doubt you, but we kind of assume that the people that we learned this from are kind of amazingly well.
They're
I
pretty
would say
tricksy.
amazingly good at mind games, but that's not the way I want to put it. Uncomfortably
A
good.
very
at them.
reliable source.
Yeah, they fuck with your head.
So well, there's one person specifically that we have to check on, unfortunately, if that's okay with you.
she looks a little put out, but she sort of says,
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's
understand.
fair.
"I don't see any reason why not. I mean, they're definitely there. I've checked them myself. It's the real thing."
I hope
Well-
so, but we'd just like to check anyway.
Well, I suppose
Well,
even if
like-
she is there, then we've got some choice words for her.
Yeah, well, if she's here, she
I don't know if
could
we're
maybe
gonna
even
get the
answer some
satisfaction
questions.
of- Yeah.
She sort of turns away and beckons you to follow her. Pushes open the door to the pushes open the door to the guardhouse. Sat behind the desk is the same sort of slender human man that you've seen there a couple of times before, sort of like flipping through a book. She just sort of says, "Take 5 views. We're going to do a round of the prisoners." He sort of says, "Sure thing, boss. I'll go get some lunch, I guess." Folds up his book, walks out. And yeah, and then the stout woman turns back to you. Basically says, well, they're both in the back. You're welcome to ask as many questions as you want, but try and keep things civil.
Oh, don't worry. We don't intend to get anywhere near them.
Yeah, civil's okay. We can be civil.
She unhooks a ring of keys from her belt and sort of offers them to Kelariis and sort of says, guess you want to check.
Oh, appreciated.
Oh, there is one thing. Just to be due to previous experiences, we might try and cast Dispel Magic on her, just to be
Oh, yeah,
safe.
that's a good
However,
idea.
I don't know if you have any enchantments or something that we, should avoid dispelling, that we don't accidentally cause chaos. That would be unfortunate.
She shakes her head and says, no, this place is secure, but it's the same as it ever was. It's simply mundane.
Excellent. Well,
Elizabeth's gonna go. Speaking of which, and I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay, you cast Detect Magic.
Because I can concentrate on it for 10 minutes,
Yep.
so that's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Cool.
Oh.
Let's go look at some prisoners.
I guess after this, if you've got time, maybe we can potentially catch up a bit. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to take care of business first.
Yeah, I had a feeling when you rode into town with such a purposeful look on your faces, this wasn't a social visit.
Unfortunately, but we might be able to make a little bit of time. After.
Thinking of social and civil, for that matter. Hi, my name's Elizabeth.
Pleasure to meet you.
They've told me a lot about what happened here.
Yeah, still the talk of the town on some days.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. It means nothing worse has happened.
That's one way of looking at it, I guess.
That is such a you way to think of that.
Well,
Okay.
I'm inclined to agree with our friend on this one. It's this town's been through a lot, and almost none of it good. So not any worse than it was is it's pretty good going, if I'm honest.
And by the looks of it, the fields have been doing their best as well.
She just sits back and smiles and says, "Yep, one of the best harvests we've had all season." So and she sort of taps on the wooden desk and says, "Fingers crossed that sticks around. It's been a while since we've been through a winter like this without anybody sort of knocking on the doors, going hungry. It makes a nice change."
I imagine so.
Yeah, hopefully that does continue.
I have an idea. Maybe we can help assure that, but that's for some other time. Once we've got some pressing matters to deal with, unfortunately.
Yes, pressing matters, then nice chat.
Took me a while to find it. As you're sort of exchanging pleasantries, Elizabeth, the woman introduces herself as Aina.
Cool.
Aina.
Because yes, Aina Dunwarren, who was the head of the town guard, who was married to the one-armed woodcutter who you guys met drunk in the tavern.
Yeah.
As a reminder. yeah, so you guys head into the back. And yeah, I guess.
I was half expecting after that pause there to be like a roll for initiative. I was like, what?
Yep. Just
That sounded
everybody
like
roll for
your-
initiative.
Yeah, that sounded like your roll for initiative pause.
So I had to bring up my location map of the thing so that I can explain to you where you pass through. In fact, actually, you know what? I'll just show you. So here we are.
Ooh.
Oh.
I still don't love that there's a map for this, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes
it makes
me
me more than a
small.
little concerned.
And then
Oh.
there's like line of sight with the lighting.
Well, depends if you're entirely going to kick off.
This is
Let's,
fine.
let's go, shall we?
Well, you put it this way: you're about to walk into an exchange with somebody who's threatened to kill you. I'm not taking any chances on what's going to happen next.
Yeah, fair.
You know what? That is fair.
Oh, is this what you were talking about when...
When I said earlier, yeah, I'm going to make a map
Yeah.
for something that I don't know if I'll need a map for it, but I'll just in case.
Yeah. I
Um,
was wondering where the zero was.
Yes.
on second thought, maybe this might go a little smoother if I wait within earshot instead of plain view. Because I feel like.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. The only person she's not going to get mad at is me and Thalithsyr.
yeah, but like,
let me,
let me put it this way: can either have the murderer of her sister in the room, or you can not have the murderer of her sister in the room.
I thought it was her brother.
Brother.
Or brother. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Um,
I mean, I don't know. You all kind of killed her in a way. It's not like just you're guilty.
No, but I got a direct message warning me how it was basically her goal. So
I don't know though. Kelariis also is the one who got the death threat.
you weren't there. Well, the death threat
Okay,
was
well.
not actually hers. She didn't have anything to do with the death threat.
No, wasn't she the one that gave the idea for it? Or did I?
yes, that
Perhaps, but
the implication that the Supreme Witch gave was that the threat was directed at Kelariis because Kelariis was the one they expected to get a reaction out of.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Fair assumption to make.
Yeah, definitely.
They also kind of compounded on that by sending an assassin to try and murder me in my sleep. So
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, should we just get in there?
she did also try to charm me last time, though, didn't she?
but yeah, like I'll
She did.
just wait outside for now.
But V can
Okay.
spelled for you, so.
Yes.
Also, I'm just gonna ask that real. Do you remember her having invisibility of any kind? I'll just keep the door closed just in case.
You never saw her cast invisibility.
Well-
You also know that if all is present and correct, she shouldn't have her spellcasting focus because the bracer that was her spellcasting focus is currently underneath the desk.
How did,
Yes,
did she still
but-
have that on her the last time then? Before?
What do you mean?
Because wasn't it because she tried to cast a spell on me or to charm me or something the last time we were here? Did she
Yes,
still have it on her
because
at the time? Is that what it was?
No, because that spell only has a verbal component.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
But,
Yeah,
well,
if it doesn't have a material component, she can still do it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep an eye out. It's probably
I'll just keep the door closed and then.
Which we're good because invisibility does have a material component.
But like I said, it's a stupid risk to take, and considering I'm going to be waiting here, I might as well just sit in front of the only door.
I mean,
whilst I-
Better safe than sorry.
that's fair.
I'll let you guys take the lead because she'll see me and be like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
I guess, out of character, are we basically just grilling her on, like her involvement?
I mean, pretty much.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that like we were on the same page
Well,
with it.
Okay. First of all, we want to establish that it is actually her. Second off, yes, we want to learn what she knows because she clearly has had more interactions with them than we have. If she's feeding them ideas,
Right.
that's a lot easier life than being the target of their ideas. But yeah. But yeah, if you talk loudly, I will be able to hear, and if you forget anything, I'll show up.
Thanks.
I'll show up.
Well, after you guys then.
Alright. Is it the left? Or is it the other way?
I assume it's the left.
Should
The left looks like it has cells, so.
Yeah, Aina says, well, you can go either way. To the back, you'll go through the interview room, but if you go through the left, then you'll head straight into the cells. She's up the back in the far left corner. Or, like, in the far back corner, she would say. 'Cause it's not left to her.
Well, I guess do you guys have a preference on which way we go?
Not really.
Not really.
Okay, well, we're gonna go through the closest door.
Okay.
Alright.
Cause fuck the rules. Not actually fuck the rules, but you. Yo, let me.
That's always what people want to hear when you enter their
oh my
prison.
God.
Fuck the rules.
Oh, I'm not saying that out loud, but. This one, or is there?
It's round the corner.
That's right.
So you
Oh.
you round the corner, and as you round the corner, sitting in the back corner of a cell, like right far up against the wall, is still clad in the same like black leather not quite waistcoat, but like armored coat, draped over in robes and scarf, is Oriana Allwild, also known as Temerity.
Also known as that bitch.
Also known as that bitch.
Wow.
She doesn't look any worse for her time in prison. She looks to have been well taken care of. Her clothes are freshly laundered, which is not uncommon. It's considered civil, but
Yeah.
she's not. She isn't being mistreated, but she is also. She's clearly receiving a level of attention above that you might perhaps expect.
Yeah. And the most important question: is there any magic around here within 30 feet?
Any magic within 30 feet?
Be it on her or on things.
Um,
Am I detecting magics? That's what I'm asking.
as you're looking at her, she does have a faint magical aura about her. Whether that is her innate magical ability or something else is difficult to tell. As it's the effects on her seem to come from a variety of different magical sources. But they don't glow quite so strongly as like an active spell would.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of safe to assume there's no active spell.
There's something. There are magical effects present on her, but they are not like strong active effects, like for example mage armor or whatever.
Yeah. I guess I'll just keep a close eye on her for now.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess like before coming in, I probably would have also mentioned to Elizabeth, like, yeah, she tried to charm me last time, so maybe keep an eye on that.
Just be aware of that.
Yeah, like that's just a thing that happens sometimes.
I'll try not to get too distracted by her coat.
Excuse me?
No, I'm kidding. Well, I
Wow.
just described the coat, and I was like, I want the coat. Anyway. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I imagine she'll have more to say to you guys anyway, so I mean she's not looking at me.
Yeah, no. Since rounding the corner, she has just locked eyes with Kelariis and just not dropped it at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I also give the glare back.
Yeah.
No qualms getting into a staring match with somebody like her.
Just two pointed like canines are just like barely visible beneath a slight smile.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like as we kind of approach it, just I'd say it's nice to see you again, but that is absolutely not true.
That is 100% a big fucking lie.
Well, I'd say it was a surprise to see you here, except we all know it isn't.
No.
Well, that's basically answered our first question for us.
Yeah, care to say? I was gonna say, care to tell us a bit more about that, and I'm just like, you're not gonna. He's not gonna fucking answer that. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I do just say that then, because there's no harm in opening with that, and if she gets fighty about it, we can try other methods.
She shakes her head and just goes, "It's not going to be that easy."
No, but I figured it's no harm in trying, at least.
So, what's it going to be then? An interrogation? Torture? I'm really interested to see how far you'll go with this.
Go as far as
I'm
need
telling
be.
you now that only folks like you stoop as low as torture.
Please, you don't even know me.
Also, we've definitely tortured people.
Yep.
Shh, it's fine.
To be fair, we resort to extreme intimidation before torture.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think you've actually. Did you actually torture somebody? I don't remember that.
I
don't
mean,
think we did.
I feel like the staff of Retribution is definitely torture.
No, the ban of retribution is not torture.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure it's torture.
I'm pretty sure it's. I'm sorry, have you had the baton used on you? It's not torture.
It's incredibly invasive mental manipulation.
Yeah, it's not torture.
Also, I'm pretty sure there was at one point one of the cultists in the Elven City capital.
We didn't torture him though. We intimidated him aggressively, and then when he started talking about Tharizdun, I think I stabbed him because I got panicked.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's torture.
Yeah. That's not torture.
That's not torture,
questioning
that's
a guy
murder.
and then- Yeah.
That was murder.
That's not
But-
torture. That's
I
murder.
feel like when your defense is it wasn't torture, it was
It
murder.
was
It's
murder.
kinda-
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know,
not
I
saying
think
it was
torture's-
any better.
Anyway,
Can I just say, I think torture is worse than murder.
so I'm just gonna at this stage, Grim. It's kind of hard to hear the conversation from standing in here, but if you are to stand over here, you can hear it.
I'll tell. Is Viscera in there?
Tallithsyr is wherever you want Tallithsyr to be.
I'd definitely tell Viscera to just keep an eye on the doors, make sure they stay closed.
Okay, just posts up against the front door.
Like if any open, give us a shout.
She nods. So yeah, Temerity finishes with, "Please, you hardly know me."
I mean, I was just gonna say, I know enough.
Well, I'm sure we could write a book about how much we know about each other.
I don't like.
She did say book very pointedly.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Elizabeth just doesn't know what to say to that. She just suddenly looks a lot less confident.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it a little bit, but it's fine. We're all here. I guess that was pointed enough that we all picked up on that, or was that like something that only Elizabeth would have picked up on?
She put emphasis on the word book, which makes more sense. Well, Elizabeth had that conversation.
Oh, right, 'cause
so
it didn't happen when we were all
She's
there.
put emphasis on the word book, and now Elizabeth looks more shit.
Yeah.
And also, if that hadn't affected Elizabeth, she would have just said something straight back.
Right. Yeah,
Elizabeth doesn't always go quiet.
no, it's more that I don't know. I was trying to see if Kelariis would have made the connection to like open that up as another way to ask a question. Like,
Yeah, you might have done.
right.
Because actually, no, you were all present about the talking about writing a book about you guys. Thing he said, yeah.
Yeah, because that was.
It was just Elizabeth had the further conversation about it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm the one who continued that conversation
Yes.
twice.
Yeah.
And
So,
I even read the book that she wrote.
oh, fair. So, what did they offer you to tell them about us? Must have been decent.
Actually, they came to me, and they begged me for help.
Why would they beg somebody like you for help?
She taps the side of her head and says, I've seen you work. I know who you are. I know what you do. They were very, very keen to find that out. Especially after my patron told them all about your little adventure into their prison.
They said the Cabal also has ties to her patron, right? Am I
Yes.
Did I miss it? Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Because her patron is, you don't know it directly, but it can be extrapolated that her patron is Sabero.
right. And yeah, and based on what
Yeah, the Supreme Witch hinted
Small
that,
Book.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Supreme Witch hinted at it, and Mr. Smallrook said the same thing.
Right. Well, then what did they want specifically from you? It sounds like they had other ways of getting that information, if that's what they wanted.
She, I guess like she switches from her position, like where she's like sat like leaning up against the wall, and like leans forward and sort of puts her chin in her like cupped hands. And she just sort of says, well, first of all, they just wanted to meet me, to find out what I knew. And then they found out that I can be quite resourceful. And, well, let's just say I petitioned them for a chance to help things out if they agreed to do some things my way.
Like what? Sending vaguely worded threats?
The challenges, more than anything. they particularly enjoyed the nuances of targeting you, getting under your skin. I told them how impulsive you could be, and that you'd be sure to run headlong into anything they could set up if you were the one they targeted first. I also told them of your particular curiosities when it comes to things that don't involve you, so I had them set up a mystery. Something that you couldn't help but get yourselves involved in. I'm told you didn't do too well on that one.
What makes you think that?
She smiles and just says, well, I think they were hoping you might solve things a little quicker. We had a third one planned as well, but from what I understand, you took your own initiative on that one.
I mean, I guess, like, just kind of shrug as in, like, yeah, and, trying to think, I wonder if that's too forward, but meh. So you've been in contact with them. How do you manage that from a cell that you can't leave?
I bet you'd love to know.
I think you'd do well to answer it.
She goes back to leaning up against the wall and says, why didn't you come in here and make me?
Oh, the temptation to just go in there and be like,
I
yeah,
know.
alright! But no.
Arya's like, oh, we would love to, but it's a little beneath us.
Really? Because the way I see it right now is, you came to me. You want something. So if you want something, come in here and get it.
This bitch.
I know,
I
right?
feel like this has gone on long enough.
Okay, you walk around the corner.
Also, like say.
Yeah.
But-
It immediately, like, her attention shifts away from all of you to Grim.
Yeah, that
And
tracks.
the smirk is kind of just dropped for a passive expression.
Well, it's good to see you, I guess.
While her attention has been shifted, I'm going to go ahead and cast Dispel Magic on her now, just in case.
Okay. What level are you casting it at?
That's a good question, actually. I mean, we know she's been involved with some big shit.
Yeah. Perhaps don't. If you only have one of your highest, I wouldn't blow the only one you have on it.
Yeah, I won't blow my. I'll go with the one I have. The highest one I have that's got more than one, so that's 5th.
Oh, that is not bad.
Yeah, I will
Actually.
cast it at 5th level.
Okay.
So do I need to roll something?
I need to check something.
Because Yeah, I could cast it at sixth level, but that would be my only 6th level spell. But admittedly, I
Yeah,
also
maybe
only
not.
have one 6th level spell prepped. And I don't think we'd really want to use it.
What is it?
Chain lightning.
Oh,
Maybe not.
I
Not
don't know
yet.
if
we went
I
in two
don't know
very
if
different
we-
directions. But no, I mean, I would say like don't use it just in case you need it to either counterspell
Yeah.
or just bigger.
Cast a spell bigger.
Okay, so you rolled Dispel Magic, right? Or you cast Dispel Magic at 5th level, right?
Yes.
Roll me your...
So I've got to roll my spellcasting ability.
Yeah,
I'll just pop Dispel Magic in there.
yes. DC plus spells level. So, yeah, roll...
It's just the flat, I guess it's just flat intelligence.
It's
because
just
the
flat
spellcasting-
intelligence, yes.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you!
Holy
Okay.
shit.
Fuck you so hard!
Wow.
So
Sorry, that's loud.
you watch as Elizabeth, as she like focuses on Grim, she's like about to stand up. You cast Dispel Magic, and you watch as she pauses for a moment. All of the color drains out of her,
Oh my god, she's a fucking illusion.
and she like the color fades out of her. She basically becomes an ice statue in front of you, before splashing into a puddle.
So she wasn't in there.
Well,
Okay, I was not expecting. Yeah, Elizabeth just goes. I was not expecting that of all things.
I guess
And then
that
she'd
makes
like turn to the
sense.
party and go like, sorry.
It's not your
alright.
fault.
Yeah.
it's not what I was hoping to get a little bit more time, but I guess this is not a complete loss.
Can you roll me an Arcana check, Elizabeth?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Another 25.
So that thing in front of you is it's a surprise, but something is like ticking in the back of your head. You've read about spells that can do that, create a perfect copy of someone. And your suspicion is that this was, from the way it reacted to being dispelled, this was a simulacrum.
A what?
A simulacrum, which is basically well, it's not quite a perfect copy, but it's an almost perfect copy of a person. And the only people who have ever even gotten close to achieving that kind of magic are ridiculously powerful wizards of legend. Like
Cool.
the people who wrote first age magic textbooks.
Oh my god.
In game terms, it's a 7th level spell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I guess in that case, Elizabeth is slightly, very, very mildly, extremely terrified.
Though I will say, like, obviously that quantifies differently, like, in mechanics knowledge versus, like, in-game knowledge, but, like, out of character, Elizabeth literally has 6th level spell, or has a 6th level spell slot. That's, like, not the farthest thing off. Like, obviously in character we don't know that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's
I know
still
in game
really,
terms
like,
that's not
obviously
far off,
for-
but this is poor Elizabeth who still thinks she's leagues below you guys, despite being equal.
Yeah, that is 100% fair.
So yeah, she looks absolutely terrified,
Elizabeth?
and
Do you
her eyes will
tell-
probably go slightly grey.
Hey, just kind of, like, put a hand on your shoulder, like, not, like, aggressively, like, just like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, she turns to look at you and is like, I'm pretty sure I know what we've just come face to face with, and I don't like it.
Care to share with the rest of us then?
It's a spell I've only read about, but let me put it this way: it's not one that your everyday wizard can cast. Like, this is something the best of the best do.
Well, lucky for us, we're not everyday people now, are we?
I suppose.
Still got rid of it, so.
Yeah. That's no small feat then.
I suppose I did. I don't know if we wanted to get rid of it though.
It is what it is. We couldn't have known that that was going to happen. Do you know then if she was talking through it or if it just has the information she had? Oh.
Yeah, back to out of character. I'm assuming that because it's just a copy, it doesn't necessarily well, yeah, because it's a copy, it is just a copy. Like, it knows the same things, but there's no link between the copy and the original.
As far as you know from your reading, they're not like linked in any way. It's not like you and Scarlet who can exchange information. It's just it's a fully autonomous copy. So it was told all of these things.
Yeah. So yeah, in that case, Elizabeth will say, "No, it just was told things."
Or it knew them when it was created.
Yeah.
Oh, so it does actually like it gets all of like the information.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she just goes, "No, it's basically like a whole separate person."
Wow. It's gonna be a fun one to explain.
I wonder how long it's been here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm assuming there's still like a puddle on the floor.
Yes. Slowly like seeping out under the door because it's a lot of water.
Yeah, she's just gonna be like, I mean, magic is pretty hard to explain.
Well,
I mean, they've seen us do some weird shit.
I
I think that we may be able to explain it to them.
At this point, there is a clanging sound like echoes through the cell corridor that you're standing in.
That doesn't sound good.
It sounds like somebody knocking on the bars.
I'm assuming further down.
Yes.
I'll go and look.
Okay.
Sorry, Elizabeth, I'll step you.
Yeah.
Where? Oh.
Slightly further down.
Oh, yeah. I see too.
Hold up.
So, as you round the corner, leaning up against the bars, is a one-armed half-elf that you recognise. She, looks at you, Kelariis, and there's a moment where you distinctly remember the last time the two of you locked eyes, or one of the previous times that you two locked eyes, as she raised the sword and you cleaved her arm off.
Yeah. Oh, right, because she, immediately was down after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she tried.
I'm afraid that she picked the wrong person to try to come at.
Yeah.
Is what we landed on.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah,
time.
basically.
So yeah, she's right torso just missing an arm. She's just got the standard sleeve with no arm in it. She just leans up against the bars and says, "I had a feeling you guys would show up again."
Why do you say that?
She sort of cocks her head back down the chamber towards the sound, says, "Her visitors."
You saw them, or heard them?
I heard enough.
Care to tell us what you heard then?
Elizabeth, check if this one's real.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
do I detect any magic on her?
You detect no magic on her whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, in that case, she'll say... In that case, Elizabeth will just say, well, the last... Well, the copy had faint auras that didn't really make much sense, but there's no magic here. Not anymore.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But continue.
If she was a copy, there'd be magic involved. It is a spell, after all.
She like pokes an arm through the bars and says, "I'm as real as they come."
Unfortunately, the fakes are getting better and better nowadays, so...
That being said, I trust and like incline my head towards Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this Cabal weren't interested in you as much?
You don't make it as long in my line of work without knowing when to not attract attention from people. I can tell you what you need to know, or at least I can try, but I'm not the biggest fan of spending the rest of my life in here.
It's fair.
So you're looking for a deal.
Yeah.
See, problem is, we kind of know a lot about these guys already. How do we know you know anything new? Like,
I mean, Elizabeth would just... I mean, actually, no, it's kind of hard to tell hushed when she's right there.
Yeah. Unless you have message.
Yeah. Or, actually, I will just say, in Nomish, she does have a very different perspective on all of this, though. One that could be useful.
I'll reply in Nomish, I guess. I'm just trying to make them more desperate than spill information in advance.
Yeah, Elizabeth will just nod to that. Does it look like she understood any of that?
Make me an insight check.
Nice.
Okay. There's no indication that she understood what you were saying, but she definitely was reading your body language as you were saying it.
Yeah.
So she knows you're up to something, but...
No, that's fair. As long as she
mean,
doesn't know the specifics, she's fine.
She'd be bad. I think she'd be bad at what I assume her job was if she couldn't figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be real bad at it.
Yeah, I mean,
just
if
didn't
Grim
want her
wants
know the
to
specifics.
ask some questions, like Kelariis will step back a little bit to let Grim.
Oh, it's fine.
She basically, like, she says, well, you may know what they're up to, but I can give you names, dates, specifics, places, things they're looking for.
Got quite a few of those already, but...
Exchange for what exactly?
Well, like, because I'll agree that you're having to serve the rest of your life in prison might be a little bit much.
Kelariis gives you a look like.
Yeah.
Grim.
Bear in mind that Creed is basically like mainly responsible for like all of the disappearing people who disappeared into the Lantern's prison and never came back, and yeah, kind of has a history of being like literally an organ smuggler.
Yeah, but you gotta believe that people can change. Also, you gotta give them incentive.
Yeah.
Look,
It's true.
every time Grim is just trying to play the game, people panic. Please.
Because
Yep.
Grim plays the game terribly.
Actually, I
Or
think it's because
too
Grim
well.
Plays the game. Yeah, I was gonna say he plays
Yeah,
the game
he
too
just plays
well.
it really well.
Look, you all buy into it every time, so
Yep.
I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
God, honest to God, Minnie, I have no idea if you're being serious or
Although,
not.
to be fair, like, how old is she?
How old is she?
Half elves.
You don't really know.
Yeah, because half elves live longer than humans as well.
She looks like she's not. She's like maybe in her 30s, from a rough estimate.
Because half elves live longer than humans, so her life sentence is longer.
Although not necessarily.
Yeah.
Although, I guess there is a little bit of truth to the statement that like life seems a little bit long, but yeah, but that's not for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
She sort of like she fiddles with like the collar on her shirt and just sort of says, "Well, you came here for something and you didn't get it, and
Actually, we did, but perhaps
She raises an eyebrow and just sort of says, "I could hear your whole conversation. You didn't get exactly what you were expecting. I can give that to you."
well, I think it's pretty clear that you don't know what we were after, but a little bit of icing on top never hurts.
I don't know if we're the right person to be bargaining with for a shorter sentence, though.
I mean, they're the ones who put me in here. I'm pretty sure they can get me out.
Well, getting you out direct, like you've been here how long? Half a year?
Yeah, like 9 months-ish, something
9
like
months?
that.
Like it's gonna be hard to get you out immediately.
Yeah, because
Like there are
she will,
smaller
like,
crimes.
yeah, and she'll like pointedly look at, honestly, Grim from the recent statement, which is just like, yeah, and we're not exactly going to be breaking you out of here.
Past history's proven that you're very resourceful. I think it's within your abilities.
Well, we're not willing to sacrifice much, so you can either get a little or get nothing.
Give me an intimidation check.
I was gonna say, Creed doesn't seem like the kind of person that'd be easy to intimidate.
She is not.
No. Oh, here it goes.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, Graham. Oh, Graham.
As socially capable as always.
Your bonus is not
Um,
even that bad to intimidation.
She
Oh,
she
yeah,
just
Pretty good bonus.
she just walks back to the bed, like sits down like cross-legged on the bed, and just sort of says, "Well, I guess we're going to be spending more time here than we thought."
Well, the way it's going, you're spending the exact amount of time here that you're supposed to. So, I think if things turn for the worst, we might be back in a couple of months. But till then, although I guess your information would be void by then. And so yeah, till then, I guess have a good time. And I'll just start walking away.
Okay.
I'll walk past everyone, just to make sure she can tell.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I don't know. Elizabeth's a little confused.
Guys, like unless you have something to offer them, I don't
mean,
think
I'm
they're gonna
sure
talk.
as hell not bargaining to get her out.
Well,
I'm considering if it's a worth using thing, but
are you? Do I notice you like thinking about it? Like I imagine you're like.
Well, you walk off and they're not following you.
Hmm. Well, like I can still see them from here. They just can't. They can't see me from the cell.
Yeah. So they're just not following you. They're just staying in front of it.
I was more specifically if
if you notice, like fiddling with
it's justice or not justice.
not
Pattern of
justice.
retribution.
No. The Baton of Retribution.
I forgot. I forgot your sword is actually called justice now.
It's also not
No.
the sword.
My sword is not called justice
Oh.
for one thing.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom's
Also, we're
time.
not talking about the sword.
Yeah, sorry, let me just stab her to get her to answer questions. No!
No. Well, we basically refer to your sword as justice. But no.
I mean, she told you the information you want last time when you cut her arm off because they had to give
Yeah,
it. They had to sedate her with so many drugs that she was just talking.
Yeah,
I don't think that's quite the same thing.
I'm
But no,
You're
I mean,
stronger.
Elizabeth's just gonna say, look, the problem is, we can't promise you anything.
Great negotiate.
There's a good chance that even if we do agree that we'll try and get you out, that nothing changes.
She looks at you and then looks back at Kelariis and says, "If she tells me I'm getting out, I'm getting out."
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong! But I'm also not gonna say that.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
guess Elizabeth's response to that is probably, good luck getting her to say that.
She's now just looking levelly at you, Kelariis.
Yeah, I mean, I stir back. Grim, I don't know, you kind of know how Kelariis works and thinks after having been working together for a while, so...
Well, I guess I'll. Well, actually, regardless, at this point, after that second interaction, I guess I'd say, guys, we should go.
Mm.
I mean,
I assume like Arya is now like around the corner with the rest of them, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm now gonna sort of like whisper, like in a hushed tone, still in Nomish just in case. Just gonna say, I feel like we're passing something up here.
We are, but we're gonna let them stew for a bit.
she still holds the skates with Kelariis as Arya walks past.
Yeah, I just kind of like narrow my eyes at her, and just I'm trying to think how to word that without making it sound like I'm promising something, because I'm absolutely not helping her get out of here. If you want a chance to start redeeming yourself, you can start talking. Whoops, I'm gonna ping myself. And I will start walking.
Okay. You get about 5 steps before she says 3 things. Well, she gives a list of 3 things. The 3 things that she says is Wrong text thing. She lists off one after the other. She says, Dronizath, Scorpion Crown, Weeping Hexagram.
I'm sorry?
Sorry. So it was a sword that we know the name of, Scorpion Crown, and
Scorpion Crown and the Weeping Hexagram.
In a hushed tone, I was just gonna be like, "That must be what they're looking for."
Well, did she
Yeah, I
yell
knew
it,
what-
or?
She says it loud enough for people in the corridor to hear.
Yeah, I was gonna assume so.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just like, and we only knew about one of those.
gotta do better than that. We already knew about those.
And actually, technically, you knew about 2.
Oh,
Because, yeah, Grim knew about the Weeping Hexagram.
oh, fair enough.
So you're still all leaving.
Still,
Okay.
Okay.
at least and I'm kind of hoping the others will join.
Yeah, I mean, if Grim seems that, like, hearing that doesn't want to press it further right now, Kelariis understands that he's a bit better at doing these weird tactical negotiations for information, so just keeps walking.
That's the most unbelievable thing I've heard this session.
Yeah, it is.
What do you mean? Kelariis isn't good at just straight up asking questions. She knows this.
I guess it's true. You do have your cheats with your rod.
Hey! Not cheats, it's using the resources I have at my disposal.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's just magic. Don't get salty because you don't have any.
Also, intimidation is something that I use sometimes.
Okay, so you're making to head out.
Yes.
Okay.
It seems
Whoa.
So-
Sounds like it.
Grim, you push open the door back into the lobby, and like Thalithsyr has her sword like halfway out by the time she realizes it's you. It's like, okay,
Sorry
I'm so
for that.
forever.
Should have warned you.
It's
Had
okay.
a
I mean, Elizabeth's gonna go. Nice reactions though.
okay. Well, we've got something to catch you up on, but till then, we should probably
Talk to the
inform
or guard captain?
Yana.
Ah, yeah.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Oh, Aina. I don't.
There's extra syllables in there.
No, well, I swapped the A and I. It's fine.
We should probably tell Aina what happened.
So.
I mean, I guess we can recap what happened
Yeah.
and it'd be like.
You sort of say, I guess we should tell Aina what happens, and Aina just looks up and is like,
Oh, is she in here?
yeah,
Oh. Well, in that
Um,
case, I wouldn't have said that. She'd just say.
okay.
Yeah, in that case, Elizabeth would just say, so yeah, Aina, I don't know how to tell you this without sounding like, well, without sounding completely crazy, but there's only one way to tell you it. One of your prisoners just turned into a puddle, because she wasn't actually the prisoner. She was a magical clone. So I thought
magic
she just had...
clone.
I thought, yeah, basically, a copy.
She looks at Grim for clarification.
Okay.
Yeah, and Elizabeth was like, look, because like
Oh.
there was some sort of weird magical effects I couldn't place on her, so I thought maybe she just had some residual magic that maybe wasn't originating from some sort of major spell. So I was like, so when Grim showed up and she was distracted, I thought I'd try and dispel it. And then she
None
turned
of this
into a
is
puddle
going
because
into
she wasn't-
Aina's head. It's just
Okay.
whoosh.
Basically, they made a double. It was functioning because of magic, and when the magic disappeared because we dispelled it, it fell apart. And apparently, it was made of ice and snow and water or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's a bit leaky over there now.
So, yeah, you.
But I went in there. I touched her. She was real.
Yeah, she was, because she
she-
wasn't an illusion. She was a physical thing. She just
It's-
wasn't the original.
It's like how you have twin sisters. Like you can, like if
No,
you created a
no.
twin.
It's like you have twin sisters, except one of them is
No.
made of ice.
And one of them
Like-
did not exist like
Well,
a month or so ago.
If you had one in jail, like, and
Oh
you
my
swapped them,
God.
you would never know that like you suddenly had the other twin.
This
They'd
is a
both
very
be.
odd way of
Okay,
explaining
I
this.
kind of get what you're saying, but I've been here every day since she was arrested. I've been in her cell. I've made sure she's still there.
Have you? Well, she has been having some visitors.
No.
That's not what
See-
one of the other prisoners told us.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Like I said, I've been here every day. Nobody has been to see her.
Well, I mean, unless you were here 24/7.
Also,
Pretty much.
regardless of being there 24/7,
And there's definitely ways to talk to people without
He's-
even having to be physically present.
okay. Well, I would say we could demonstrate, but I don't think we actually can right now. But
I mean, I could.
no, I mean, with like with something like command or modify memory, which
Oh, you mean like...
um,
you mean like they could have messed with her head like the way they messed with my head?
yes, because that is something they.
Yeah, that's something that these people who've been wanting to talk to her can do. Because I thought I just went to bed one night, but apparently people saw me 45 minutes away,
He's-
wide awake,
Okay.
in a place I probably shouldn't have been.
So you're telling me that somebody came here in the middle of the night and exchanged my prisoner for an ice sculpture and then changed my memory so I didn't know that?
It's very possible.
Possibly? I mean, this is all
Like-
purely... I mean, the memory thing is purely theory.
Also,
you
well,
are watching somebody who grew up in a small town progressively have their mind blown by telling them that all of this complicated magic is not only real and possible, but has actually happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should probably. I think a good way of clarifying this is. Well, I say good way, but let's give you a recap. There is a. We may have drawn the attention of a group of beings that are in the. I would probably put them in the realm of demigods, which, as you might imagine, makes them very powerful. This woman here had shared their, well, had some information that they needed and made or wanted and cut a deal. And they happen to share the same source of power, and therefore they probably decided to help each other. So we're basically dealing with they're basically dealing with demigods here. That would be the best way of putting it. And we will probably leave you as quickly as possible because we would not want to attract them to, Wrenshire.
Well, more than they already have been.
Yeah.
You know, that
Well-
sounds like a perfectly reasonable plan. Well, okay, so there's just the one prisoner, right?
It's just the one.
Yes.
The other one is still real. She's overheard the conversations, but she wants to tell us in exchange for freedom, which was a little bit too steep of a price. We've decided, if that's alright with you, to let her stew, and then maybe we'll like lowball her with, depending on what you approve of it. Considering she'll like live for like another 100 or 150 years, we cut it down to like 80 years. 8 years in jail, that should be reasonable.
I don't have the
well-
authority to make that kind of decision.
But we'll work that out once we actually get to that kind of stuff. Plus, something tells me she might not go for it anyway. But-
Elizabeth, like, just says from deep in thought, like, I still feel like we're passing up on something really important here.
Well, like I said, we're gonna let her stew. We'll be back just before we leave. And, I was thinking maybe instead of offering her less jail time, we might be able to arrange something a little simpler. Like, if I don't know if you have the authority or ability to do so. The name is hard. Aina. But I was thinking, what if we could we otherwise pay just to get her a little bit nicer of a meal for a while? It's a minor thing, but like,
I mean,
or it's like something along those lines.
if you want to pay for her food, then knock yourselves out. But I don't. I'm sorry. Can we rewind for a moment? Can I get my memories back? Is that curable?
This is
If I knew that, I would have told you straight away.
yeah, that's a problem we're fighting ourselves right now.
Okay.
If we ever get an answer, we will definitely come back to you.
And like I said, they may not have actually messed with your memory at all. That's like purely theoretical.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, but they can. The not. It's hard to say.
Okay.
Okay, look. Back to something you can understand. If we were to try and get her released, how would
Not
that
happening.
Okay,
No
there you
way.
go. That's the answer to that question then.
I mean, the only reason I would even begin to entertain this is because of, and to this she indicates like Grim, Arya, Kelariis, because of what you guys did. But these people ruined the lives of basically everyone in this town.
You don't have to tell us that.
Yeah, it was.
I-
No,
whatever
she
was-
she is explaining this to Elizabeth.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I've been told the story, it's just
Yeah, there's a reason why the barrel story happened.
Barrel story?
No.
Why did you
No,
bring that
don't ask.
Grim, literally don't have to bring that up. God
Can
damn
we
it.
can we please not bring up crimes that I committed in front of the captain of the guard of the same
No,
city?
let's not do that.
yeah, that's a bad
Yeah,
idea,
like-
Grim.
On
But that's why
the
I'm
Sick, Grim.
like, she doesn't know what the barrel story is. I'm just
Yeah,
using
but we
it as-
don't have to bring it up.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's too late. Grim already said it.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll just move on swiftly.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too desperate for this information.
The barrel story.
Elizabeth, we can maybe come back to this tomorrow. We will probably, because it's like it was like afternoon, evening-ish by the time we
Yeah.
got here. Yeah, so like we'll have to stay the night anyway. We can think about this.
Yeah, fair. I could do with a nap.
Well, I'm sure Bor will happy to see you all again, but well, I think it's probably a good idea if you, well, don't tell the people of the town exactly what happened here.
Of course not. No, we wouldn't dream
It's
of it.
it's been that kind of week or month, I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry about all the water that suddenly appeared in the cell.
somehow I feel like that's the least of my worries right now.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
pretty
good
much.
point. That's about how I felt when they first dropped the fact that they could do that.
Well, first of all, I need to find out how to explain to the mayor that I'm suddenly down one of the most important prisoners we've ever had.
Would it help if
It's okay, just
this-
wave your arms about and say magic.
well, like
Because
I
that's
guess
basically
we, considering your contributions last time we were here, I think I wouldn't mind stopping by the mayor's office if it helps you out.
Yeah, same.
I mean, if you want to explain it to him rather than me, then I would appreciate that.
We can probably make the time to do that, right, Grim?
I feel like that's the least we can do.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm still processing all of this.
No,
That's
yeah,
fine.
don't worry. It took me. Actually, it took me till the following morning. So
Yeah, you kind of went a little nuts over it, but well,
can you blame me?
We can talk about this.
that's for
elsewhere.
another time.
I mean, let us not forget that this is the regular mortal human being who was absolutely stunned at the fact last time that you guys could heal people.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So, yeah. Small town, very little going on.
If
We've just blown her mind.
if it reassures you a little bit at least, this is not something the average person can do.
No, I kind of got that.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I couldn't have done that.
Like, the only people I've ever met who can do crazy kind of magic is you guys, but this is like, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I couldn't do the spell that created this copy, and I've been studying magic now for like 8 years, just non-stop, all day, every day.
Well, considering this might be a more common thing, we should perhaps look into this magic a little more. But
I mean, I definitely know why to do that.
yeah, but I don't think we're gonna find it here.
No. Not unless this town has a library you've not told me about. And even then, probably not, 'cause it's very small.
Yeah, it has a library, but nowhere near of the scale.
This is gonna be very specific. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. If you need any reinsurances or anything else, I guess we can try and help you out. But yeah, we'll.
Honestly,
Right.
if you can explain this to the mayor and not drop this town into a massive panic, that would do me the biggest favor you have done since, well, liberating us.
Is it still the same mayor?
Yeah, still Mayor Augusto. He's
Okay. Just making sure. It makes things a little easier.
yeah. He's not quite the same man after everything that happened, but he's doing good work.
Can't say I blame him.
So you depart.
Don't. Oh yeah,
Oh.
I was gonna say, don't worry too much about things, and then we'll take care of it. And we'll leave.
Okay.
Or I'll...
To the mayor's office. Da-da-da-da.
So you're going straight to the mayor's.
Well, it depends. Is it a reasonable time?
Yeah, it's still evening, but it's if you leave it any longer, it will not be reasonable.
No. I guess worst case we can try and make an appointment.
Yeah.
Well,
worst case,
it's
we-
also like literally just down the road. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we may as well go.
Yeah. Like worst case, we see him tomorrow.
Yes.
so you head over to the mayor's office, rap on the door, and the door is answered by a girl who some of you recognise as Mayor Augusto's daughter, Leah, who you rescued from the Five-Talon gang.
Yeah.
And she opens the door and says, "Oh, well, this is unexpected."
Ah, yes. We're just stopping by for a little bit, and but we check in, see how things are going.
Oh, and also we have a hell of a story.
That we'll get to that.
Please, I'm sure my father will be happy to see you. Please come in, and just sort of
yes,
steps
of course.
aside and lets you in. You are led through the lobby into the red carpeted office that you had been in previously. The door opens. The short, squat form of Mayor Diero Augusto is sitting in his chair. Clearly, the stresses of his life have not done him any favors, as the beginning emergence of male pattern baldness is beginning to appear across his head.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
fair, honestly.
But he is in the midst of signing off some papers as you enter, and he looks up and says, "Ah, my friends of the Amber Eagle."
Yes. Hello.
He sort of stands up and, in a flurry of handshaking, says, "It's such a pleasure to see you all. I fancy dropping in like this."
Yes. It's good to see you too, sir.
Unfortunately, we're not here on the best of
News.
reasons.
Oh dear.
Well, yeah, I'm not about to make the best first impression.
Well,
Or maybe I am. I don't know. We'll see.
I was gonna ask how things were first, but I guess we can get straight to the core of what we stopped by.
Please, this sounds important.
Well, it's not as important for you, but it is definitely good to know. Do you recall that we had the old, was it asylum, I believe?
How could I forget?
There was this this other plane, this being, or if don't know if you recall that.
I vaguely remember a hair-raising story.
Well, as it turns out, the being that created all of that has a small group who is hellbent on messing with us right now, and as such, they managed to replace one of your prisoners with a fake temerity,
Oh
more
my.
specifically, and as a consequence, we spotted the fake and it's been dealt with, but we thought it would be better if you heard it from us instead of from the guard captain.
She looked a little. I may have gone a bit overboard with explaining it. I may have got a bit technical.
Yeah, that sounds troubling and honestly quite fantastical.
Well, that's basically the core of the message, that she's gone,
Yeah.
which is, on one hand, you don't have to worry about her anymore. On the other hand, well, it's unfortunate, I guess.
Ah, yes, I can see people are not going to be terribly happy about that news.
Good news is, she's pretty much moved. She's probably not going to return to this place quite some time.
I
Yeah,
hope
she's
so.
she's probably far too focused on, I'd say us, but it's probably more them.
Um, but yeah, that was basically the core of our business here.
My, that
Otherwise,
is
the town's-
that is quite
town's been-
shocking.
Yes. But yeah, otherwise your town's been looking quite prosperous. Things are looking up, are they?
Well, yes, things have been going excellently well. We've had a harvest to rival that of many seasons. Everyone seems to be sort of chipping in to bring things back on track. It's a shame you came so late, actually. Had you come last month, you would have just seen your friend from the asylum. He left on his travels.
Oh.
It's good to hear that he's still kicking about, doing
Yes.
his thing.
I believe he went to find some more senior members of his order to have some discussions with.
Elizabeth's just like grumbling slightly. She's like, I have so many questions for him if I ever meet him.
Oh, he comes and goes. I think he, despite everything that happens, he seems to rather enjoy himself here.
Oh, excellent.
Well, that's good.
I guess that gives us an excuse to come back on nicer, better, under better circumstances.
Yes, if you'd have given me more warning, I perhaps might have made some arrangements, thrown a celebration or something.
Oh, don't worry,
that's not necessary, but the thought is appreciated.
We are, unfortunately, we're probably going to be gone by tomorrow again. We are,
Oh, it's
as
such
you
a
might
shame.
imagine, the powerful people we were talking about, they
Do not rest.
they do not rest, and till we've dealt with them, well,
And
we're gonna have to keep
Yes.
going.
yeah,
Well, you
this-
certainly seem to have a knack for getting yourselves into scrapes.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
welcome
it's
to
it's
my
not
life.
fit to rest against people who rival the magics of the wizards of legend. Really.
I don't. I guess. Well. Well. I guess creating a mercenary company is also kind of asking for trouble, isn't it? Otherwise, whose problems are you gonna fix? Oh, well.
I don't think every mercenary company goes through this problem though.
Yeah, this is a little.
That's a
Not
bit
not every mercenary company makes its name liberating a town from criminals.
That
Nope.
too.
Well, you've got to stand out somehow.
Or at least not with, or at the very least not with merely 5 people.
Oh,
Well, we've grown.
With
I-
20, 30 maybe.
I will say, ever since you've left, even after that, you've been the talk of the town many times, and we've heard tales from travellers of your exploits.
Yes, we've
Yeah,
not
we've,
been successful.
We've been through
Something-
some stuff.
Something about becoming heroes of the elves or something.
That's an old one.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
we did that.
Yeah,
That's-
casually we did that one too. God.
And while we're being a bit more civil, I apologise. Hi, my name's Elizabeth. Elizabeth Topazakayat.
Ah, yes, a pleasure. I'm dear Augusto.
So I've heard.
She's one of the more recent additions.
Oh.
Yeah, as is the Syrah, who I'm sure is with us.
Yeah. She sort of like steps in from the back. She's like, "Ah, another dragonborn. Where do you find them all?"
Where do you
funny.
find them all?
Well, yeah, usually on the coast.
Usually.
Yes, I suppose so. And,
these
well,
poor,
Well,
these
the
poor
southern
small
coast,
town
that is.
people
What
are
a-
just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
like the southern coast? That is the
and
northern coast is where you'll find my folks.
and forgive me. You say more of your folks. Are there more like yourself in the north? I'm afraid
Oh.
I've never heard of.
Oh no, I just meant my family. Like my family and like, that stuff. I'm not human, but there's just more humans.
I see.
Poor man.
This poor
Sorry.
guy.
Okay.
He's
To
way out of his depth.
explain, think like tieflings, but instead half like genie.
Has he ever seen a tiefling?
Oh yeah, he's definitely seen tieflings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Temerity is a tiefling.
Temerity is a tiefling, but
Well, that's true. I
he
guess.
he has also
Seen
seen
more than enough
tieflings
of
outside
tieflings.
of that.
Yeah. So she'll just say like, so yeah, just think tieflings, but instead it's half genie.
That's not helpful.
Genie, like
Grant wishes genie.
the mythical creatures who live in lamps.
Kind of. Except it replaced lamp with an entirely separate dimension consisting of elemental power.
Oh my god.
It's hard to
Maybe-
explain.
It's well, it's fine.
Yeah.
However, I do also have some other good news. Well, I guess good news.
Do we?
I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but we've managed to actually set up a keep of our own.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So
Sorry, you said that in a really weird voice.
so now, well, hopefully it's not necessary, but if anything were ever to occur, well, you can send a message to the Amber Eagle. Oh, dang it. Wait, I want to say Hatcher's Cross, but it's not. It's one over.
Ivywood.
Ivywood Market.
Yeah.
We're near Ivywood Markets, and if you
Oh.
send it in that direction, it should find its way.
Oh, so this is no short detour for you. I shall keep that in mind.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
Well.
Oh.
I trust the rest of your companions are doing well.
Yes, they're attending their own things. We are
Oh, good.
currently
Good.
we're currently trying to figure out. Well, we were trying to figure out what was going on, and we're finally starting to get a clearer picture.
Oh.
So,
Maybe at least part of us is wishing we didn't know.
well,
Only a small part.
always. Of all people, I would not have expected that from you, but that's fine.
I mean, hey, I don't like it when people mess with my head. What can I say?
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure to see you all again. I'm afraid I must hurry.
Oh, of course.
My wife will have dinner on the table, and we cannot be late.
I understand.
Yes, we shan't take up more of your time.
He sort of sees you out of the door, grabs a coat. His daughter comes alongside him. Well, best of luck in your search.
Very much.
Thank you.
Yes, and may may fortune continue to favor you through the years.
Oh. I'm sure if you and your friends stick around, then perhaps it will.
maybe don't. I'm not saying this in character. Just gonna be clear, this is an out of character comment. Maybe don't count on that, considering all the shit that follows us everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Staying away is
But
probably a better
regardless,
remedy.
regardless of what shit follows us, we always solve it.
Yeah.
Let's not jinx that
Everything works out in the end.
Until you die.
one.
Shut
Until we
up.
die, and then everybody's fucked.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
but for Arya,
kind of
that's good.
solving it. It's just
Is
you
it?
don't have to deal with
Is
it
it?
anymore.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Unless your
Arya.
soul got stolen, but that's
What, dying to solve something?
Don't worry,
Alrighty.
But yeah, Arya, yes, you are going to be alive for much, much longer. In fact, hundreds more years.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
No,
Exited
no, not
this
hopefully,
poor
you
man's
will.
stupid Thing.
So, I take it you guys head to the tavern to find somewhere to rest.
Yeah.
let's see if Sean Bean is still still around.
He is indeed. Bor Talbor.
That's weird. Sean Bean normally dies by now.
Yeah, I know. He's got a great survival rate thus
Right.
far.
Oh no,
I think he's got a 100% death rate.
a bar fight's about to break out.
Oh god.
Nope. No, it is
good.
surprisingly peaceful in the front room of the tavern.
No, Elizabeth's
Mate-
gonna start a fight though with her traditional party trick.
Oh,
No, she's not. What?
I was gonna say because Bor Talbor is surprised to see you as anybody else. And yeah, the small cluster of townsfolk who are huddled around the fire drinking ale, sort of look up, and there's some like hushed whispers between them. Like, oh, they've returned. Vortalbor greets you and basically offers to put you up for the night and refuses to take any money for it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's bad. Nice.
So
I will also introduce myself to him.
yes, he is very pleased to meet you.
Yes, and I'll promise in advance before he even says anything to not start fights because I
Oh.
know that's a rule of his.
Wow.
Okay.
He places a very meaty hand on your shoulder, and holds you in a very tight grip, and just says, "That's right, you won't."
Oh, he's great.
Yep.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that, you guys head upstairs into rooms in the tavern and take a long rest. And we will end it there.
Awesome.
Good.
Good session.
Good session.
Good sesh. So, anyone have anything to say before we close?
Fuck anything that makes you mimic someone else.
Right.
I feel like the mind meddling is more annoying.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
amount of
I
paranoia this party has is just going up by the second.
You
Yep.
say that we're not even checking for like scrying and that kind of stuff all the time.
Oh no, you're both correct. The amount of paranoia is definitely going up. It's just not quite reached that level yet.
Oh, sorry. Maybe paranoia was not the right word. Suspicion
Yes.
is what I should say. We're actually doing insight checks for once. That
On-
never happens.
Yeah, that too.
On the plus side, Simulacrum can only mimic willing creatures, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
So I'm still waiting for us to learn more about modify memory.
Yeah.
Also, I love how my rolls slowly went
Yeah.
up this session. Just nat 1 to kind of average to nat 20.
Yep.
Good.
Although I'd say decidedly average 6 is not really average.
Yeah, the natural 20 on Dispel Magic was good because that shit was a DC 17 check.
Yeah, because it's a level 7 spell.
Yeah.
which meant I could have just cast it at 3rd level and it would have had the exact same effect.
You could
Yeah,
have,
but you
yes.
couldn't have
But you
known.
didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Look, you cast it at 5th level for good luck.
And it certainly worked.
It did.
Oh wait, no, I cast it at 5th level. 5 times 5 is 25. It was guaranteed. It was
Oh
all
my
fortune.
God.
The way that
The
you said
Illuminati's real.
that. Wow.
The gods decreed it, and so it was.
It's good.
Right.
Let's hope we learn more next time. But from
Hopefully.
Indeed. Well,
our warned.
I think next time you'll be making plans to head out to the island, which will be interesting.
Hmm.
Perhaps we should
Indeed.
prep something in advance. Just
Boat
like-
trip.
Yes. Well,
I'm sure nothing bad will happen on that island.
I'm sure nothing.
fine.
There will be nothing malevolent on that island.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I am
Fine.
definitely not designing it like a mega dungeon exploration.
Also, there will
Cool.
definitely not
Um,
be any hangman trees because I have banned them.
So there's like only the sanest of captains with sail is over, right?
Yeah, that's going to be half the adventure, is finding somebody who's willing to sail you to the literally satanic cursed island.
Yeah.
Can you, Ferrous, can you bring up the map again? Just.
I can.
I want to see where the islands are. Because I'm sure that we know.
The islands, the Blackmount Isles are over here.
Oh, thought they're higher up. That works.
And they're right near Castport.
Yes.
Back into Dragonborn occupied lands.
Although it depends if you want to go to Castport or whether you want to go north to Willow River, because there are some things you could do in Willow River.
Well,
Elizabeth's family live near Willow River.
Ah.
do we dare like spend like 5 days listening to the family history?
Yeah,
they
might
don't
have.
talk about. They don't talk about their family history that much.
Also, do you want to visit your family whilst you're being, well, I say hunted, but well, pretty much
Yeah.
hunted.
They already know who your family are, it's fine.
Yeah. Don't complain about my family.
That's
That's
not-
not comforting at all.
It's not comforting.
See,
Sorry,
the
the only
question
thing-
is,
The most outlandish thing that's likely to happen if you meet my family is that if Elizabeth's older sister is there, she's very likely to challenge Kelariis to a duel,
Nice.
or at the
Who's the
very
older
least a
sister?
sparring
Wait,
match.
tell me. Okay, yeah, I'm into it.
I was like, Kelariis can beat her ass all day long. You know, whatever.
see, the main reason why I would be hesitant to visit family is because, like, villains love nothing more than to dangle your family in front of you,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not having to
Yeah,
drag them
true.
halfway across the world is kind of an upside for them.
But they might also have connections.
Yes. Or information, or anything else.
Yes.
That will be decided then, I guess.
It will.
If you can let me know where it is you're planning to go before next Sunday, that would be great, but...
I mean, I think we're gonna probably just head straight to the island. That's what Arya wants to do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Well, I mean, we don't know. We could spend the entirety of like next session scouring Castport for a captain and find literally no one.
Yeah.
You could. Still, yeah. I guess with that, all that remains is to thank you all for watching, thank you all for playing, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.